Through partnership, we can achieve more, not just for ourselves, but the entire community. Through teamwork, we can secure the best future for Jamaica. Hi there, I'm Andrea Chisholm. Welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. Coming up on the pages today, Jamaicans uniting for change. Later, the JUTC Smarter Card, ushering cashless transportation, plus the importance of jurors in the justice system. Still to come, our top news of the week and more, so stay with us.
What are you doing to help the fight against crime?
Sitting on the corner, minding your own business, definitely not going to work.
It is time for us to unite.
Unite.
Unite for change.
Citizens coming together to make their respective communities safer. The police, schools, public health, business, churches, NGOs, parents and neighborhood watch volunteers.
As we, the police, do our job,
We as citizens need to do our part as well.
Report crimes or even suspicious activities.
Let's all work together.
As one united front against crime.
And make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Unite for Change, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security. Jamaicans are uniting in the fight against crime. Stay with me to find out why this is something you'll want to get behind. Scenes like these Jamaica can do without. Whether it's financially motivated white-collar crime, blue-collar crime like shoplifting and vandalism, or organized transnational crime like human trafficking and illegal arms dealing, there are major obstacles to our country's growth and development.
The government has been doing its part and will redouble its efforts in 2014 to work toward a safe and secure Jamaica.
But the government and law enforcers, despite their best efforts, cannot do it alone. Hence, it's time for all citizens to join in the fight. Unite for Change, an initiative launched in December 2013, employs a three-pronged strategy for crime fighting.
Strategy 1. Interrupt gang activities.
It's really just trying to get what is happening now, that explosion in gang violence, etc., to stop. So there's been the normal type of crime control efforts by the police, supported by the military.
And since that pronouncement in December 2013, progress has been made. The Area 1 Police Division announced the dismantling of the notorious Alma Gang, which was responsible for murders, shootings, robberies, rape and extortion in the parishes of Westmoreland and Hanover.
This gang was successfully dismantled when 13 members, which were most active and influential, were either arrested and charged with crimes or shot and killed during confrontations with the police.
Strategy 2. Prevent the spread of gang activities.
And Strategy 3. Change the behavior of citizens.
These three strategies are being put into action through a number of initiatives, including increasing the size of the police and military, enacting and amending various laws to keep up with crime trends and secure convictions, removing the profit from crime mainly through the operations by the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Task Force MOCA, reforming the justice system, community policing, and focusing on at-risk individuals, especially in marginalized communities. As indicated, each individual has to play his or her role in the crime-fighting initiative. Hence, Unite for Change is rekindling hope in the society and mobilizing law-abiding citizens and organizations to work together as a united front against crime. To provide a vehicle for that, the Ministry of National Security has been collaborating with the Peace Management Initiative, JCF's Community Safety and Security Branch, and the Umbrella Group of Churches to organize a series of interventions in violence-prone communities. They've been partnering to put on corner league football competitions, outdoor church services, and increased community policing to engage residents in peaceful and fun activities. The Corner League football competitions have been gaining traction. Communities in the western end of the island, like Granville, Mount Salem, Rose Heights and Norwood, have been taking up the challenge to bring back the love and unity through sports.
The aim of this initiative is to try to see how best we can have a cooling down operation of the spike in crime rate, and also to help with the unity where the community is concerned. This competition is a start, and as we continue to interact with the community members and we try to build back the trust where the police is concerned, where the community members is concerned, we will try to see if we can have a safer Jamaica in the long run.
It also grants us the opportunity to get some of the at-risk youth in the parish of St. James and its wider environs, and then that will grant us the opportunity to have these persons participate in the drum corps program, learning about musical instruments and having them become more marketable individuals. This initiative is mainly geared towards the young men who are unemployed and unattached for the most part, and as such we are able to garner their attention, garner their skills, and possibly to make them more productive citizens to society.
We are trying to build our relationship with the communities through the community-based policing and community safety and security projects that we have embarked on for a number of years.
Now, the young men in the Mount Salem area of St. James have been enjoying the Corner League competition. Scores of persons have been turning out at the Mount Salem playing field to participate and enjoy a friendly game of football.
I want to say thanks to all those people who make this possible, and for the community. I think this is a good relationship between the police, all the streets that are having problems. I think this is also a promising thing so that they can get back together.
Born and grown in our community and everything, you know. Well, it's a little competition where they put on. I love it because they bring back the community together. We never turn out like this a couple years now. No bag of people know out like this and thing because of violence and thing, you understand? But I love where CSJP do and everything. Try to bring back the community and everybody to get back together and live as one, because unity is strength and all, you see me?
Two things war bring funeral, more enemies appear youngsters in the cemeteries.
So the Unite for Change campaign is in full swing as the government and other stakeholders try to galvanize support for community peace building. While they do their job, we need to play our part by reporting crimes or even suspicious activities. Let's work together to secure our island home, Jamaica, and to make it the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
$20 more, but I get to work on time.
$20 more, but the ride is safe.
And the journey is calm, nice, and cool.
$20 more, I use my new Smarter card and that's it.
I use my new Smarter card and I don't pay anything extra.
That's mine. That's mine.
That's mine.
And that's our improved JUTC experience.
Travel with the JUTC. Take the ride, enjoy the experience. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, your route to excellence.
One common dynamic feature of every progressive city is technology driving efficiency, sustainability, and growth. This is a phenomenon catching on in our society and displaying an even important role in how we travel. Today, Jamaicans are enabled to travel cashless.
The world and the way we live as human beings are constantly evolving towards new targets of efficiency. Technology is a driving force behind the new social order. And as part of the developments, an emerging cashless society is rolling out in full force. From buying goods to paying for services, everything is becoming electronic and automated, even in transportation. Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, designed to operate as a centrally managed state-of-the-art public bus service, is up to the time with the technologies and is taking its customers on board.
Many of the first world countries and other countries that are far more developed than Jamaica have chosen to go this automated route.
As of June 1, 2014, the JUTC is a cashless service.
This means that no commuter will be allowed to pay cash to take any of our buses.
The new electronic fare collection system utilizes a smarter card, an upgrade on an early attempt to go cashless. The new card is easy to use. Commuters simply swipe it on the card evaluator installed in the bus and select the option for the desired fare. The amount is deducted and a ticket is printed.
The receipt will have things such as the driver's number. It will have the date of purchase. It also has the time of purchase. It also has the balance that would be on your smarter card.
All of this makes for a faster way to go about your business and less distractions for the bus operators, whose safety is also being improved with the new system.
The drivers themselves would be normally collecting the fares of the passengers, and this can amount to large volumes of money sometimes. So for safety, we recognize that this is the way to go.
And since commuters need not walk around with cash for fares, it's also a deterrent to pickpockets. JUTC is also expecting its operators to now have more time for improved customer relations without the worry of keeping track of money. Ahead of the June 1 crossover to the cashless system, the JUTC acquired and began distributing over 60,000 smarter cards to the public. Distribution outlets have been strategically located within JUTC's operating zones.
We want to ensure that every commuter, once they so desire, can easily access a smarter card.
Cards are in circulation at JUTC sales offices in the corporate area, including the JUTC Spanish Town lay-by in St. Catherine and the Halfway Tree Transport Center and East Parade office in Kingston. There is no cost for the card itself, and application is easy.
There is a form, simple form that you fill out. It has a profile that will be created for you, and that profile is what will be reflected on the card every time you use it. The areas of the profile sheet include things such as your name, your age, your occupation, and most importantly, your date of birth.
Your smarter card comes blank, and you will need to put an amount of your choice on it and top up after.
We're advising the traveling public that you put on what would be the equivalent of a round trip. So it is advisable, if you're an adult, for example, you put $200 on. That would be the equivalent of a round trip. If you're a child or any of our special groups, then you would put on a minimum of $40, which constitutes a round trip.
Children up to 11 years of age are issued with a child card, which means that they can access the concession fare 24/7. Children between the ages of 12 and 20, once in uniform and with an ID, pays the concession fare as well. Over 12 to 20 with a student card will pay the full fare on a weekend.
Top up as your pocket allows, up to a maximum of $20,000. Special groups, including children, the disabled, and the seniors, pay a concessionary rate of $20 with the Smarter Card. Have you got your Smarter Card yet? Get it now. And if you already have it, then start using it. Persons who wish to find out more about the Smarter Card can call the JUTC head office at 749-319229 or the Smarter Card hotline.
Motorists, abuse. Know your rights as road users. If you're stopped by the police in a road check, the police have the right to ask for your driver's license and vehicle documents. If you don't have the documents on you, you can ask for 5 days to provide them at a convenient police station. If you don't have vehicle insurance, you can be prosecuted and face the court. If you fail to renew the registration license, the police are entitled to seize your vehicle. If the police wish to search your vehicle, they should tell you the reasonable grounds for wanting the search. If you are given a ticket, sign it only if you plan to pay the fine and not contest the charge in court. And please be reminded, children under 18 years must wear a seatbelt, even if they are seated in the back. Know your rights. Knowledge of the traffic road code makes it easier to work with the police as they do their job to make the road safer for you and everyone else.
Jamaica's justice system is a hot topic for many these days, most specifically the whole matter of juries. Do you know why jurors are so important to the administration of justice? Do you know who can be called to fill this critical role? We have those answers next.
Murder, treason, carnal abuse. All these judicial matters may require jurors, but in Jamaica, like elsewhere, many persons are fearful of serving as jurors. But in order to attain justice, citizens need to perform this critical civic duty. Many of us have found ourselves caught up in a gripping cinematic tale of hard-nosed prosecutors, avenging defense attorneys, and the case that was won or lost in the jury box. Though these fictional accounts are mostly inflated, their inspiration is usually grounded in some element of reality. A man or woman is charged for a crime, taken to court, the case is tried, and if guilt is determined, a verdict is handed down. True, the strength of the evidence ought to be the deciding factor, but all that is irrelevant if there is no one to ponder the facts and see that justice is done. This is why the Ministry of Justice is urging citizens to do their civic duty and attend court when summoned to serve as jurors.
It's very important that people, when asked to serve, are willing to do so, otherwise the system will grind to a halt.
Jamaica's jury system falls under the Court Management Service. It's a critical element of the country's justice system, and many who've been called to serve say they actually found it to be a liberating experience to take part in the execution of justice.
And in fact, those who do serve find it a very interesting and stimulating part of their life, that they have no regrets for having served. So I would encourage all Jamaicans who are asked to serve as jurors to do their best to serve.
A jury consists of ordinary citizens who are able to apply their common sense to the matter of determining the guilt or innocence of a fellow citizen accused of an offense. Under the guidance of the trial judge, jurors listen to the evidence presented and the case put forward by both sides. In private, they then deliberate as to whether they believe that the facts as they have heard them prove the guilt or innocence of the accused person. All serious offenses are tried by a Supreme Court judge sitting with a jury comprising 12 persons and 7 for other criminal offenses. Some offenses tried by a jury are manslaughter, rape and carnal abuse, robbery, arson, treason, and murder. Who can serve on a jury? Well, the Jury Act sets out which persons are qualified and eligible to serve on a jury. Those between ages 18 and 70, persons whose names are on the current voters list, and persons with a taxpayer registration number TRN, although selecting persons from the TRN list is yet to be put into practice. Government, meanwhile, is considering increasing the current daily stipend paid to jurors, which now stands at $500.
And the stipend, which was last fixed in 1998, we're hoping we'll be able to increase that to make it a little easier for people to attend.
As for excuses from jury service, and no, you have work is not a sufficient reason. Under the Jury Act, someone may be excused from jury duty if he or she is suffering from some illness, he or she can satisfy the court that his or her attendance will cause undue financial loss or hardship to him or herself or his or her employer, or he or she can show some other good reason that the judge or magistrate believes is sufficient to excuse him or her from jury duty. But if you're selected as a juror, do attend the sittings, as the penalty for non-attendance is grave. A person who has been duly summoned for jury duty and who does not appear, or who appears but refuses to serve, or who withdraws from jury duty without the permission of the court or without good cause, may be fined $2,000. As the government seeks to increase the daily stipend for jurors, steps are also being made to make the penalties more onerous for those who fail to attend court for jury service in response to a summons, to align the penalties with the levels being imposed by current legislation.
So that persons who get served with a jury summons have to think twice about not turning up.
In addition, a person who makes a false statement with the intention of evading jury duty or helping another person to evade jury duty commits an offense and may be liable on conviction to a fine of up to $4,000 or 6 months imprisonment. Jury service is important to the proper functioning of our legal and justice systems. When called to fulfill our civic duty by serving as jurors, we must all do so responsibly. Through jury service, we are able to do our part to protect and defend the rights of all Jamaicans in a very direct way.
A healthy and educated people living in a clean, natural environment, reducing crime, improving the justice system and governance, building a prosperous economy. It's not just a vision, it's reality. Learn about the plan. Join the vision.
My country, Jamaica, has a rich heritage and is very unique. If we all pull together, we can make it the place of choice to live, work, raise family, and to do business.
For more information on Vision 2030, call the Planning Institute of Jamaica or visit vision2030.gov.jm, your parish library, school library, or the Jamaica Information Service.
The top news stories of the week are next.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Financial analyst Ralston Hyman this week asserted that Jamaica was well on track to achieving a balanced budget, which, if met, will be the first time in about 18 years. Mr. Hyman was speaking on JIS TV's Issues and Answers program. He pointed to government's economic reform program and the 4-year agreement with the International Monetary Fund as contributing factors to the increased investor confidence that is supporting economic growth.
So investors are responding to the measures that we are taking. Those measures are designed to improve investor confidence in the Jamaican economy. Investments drive jobs. Confidence drive investments. The more we pass the IMF test, the more investors, both local and international, become more confident.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has called on more Jamaicans to combine scientific research with entrepreneurial application to grow the private sector and create more jobs.
We see the private sector as our partners in development.
Mrs. Simpson Miller was speaking at the opening of the rebranded Eden Gardens Resort and Spa in Kingston. She said the $550 million investment represented the triumph of Jamaican entrepreneurship and resourcefulness and would help the country tap into the $40 billion global medical tourism market and the global market for wellness spas estimated at $6 billion.
We have a well-developed medical infrastructure, world-renowned cadre of nurses and doctors, and have demonstrated expertise in medicine. There's no reason why Jamaica cannot attract significant investments and tourist flow in this area.
While speaking at another engagement, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller called for more strategic partnerships to help the country earn maximum dollars from its cultural and creative industries. She was addressing the first meeting of the National Cultural and Creative Industries Commission on Tuesday.
What we need to do is to get it right. And to get it right, there must be a partnership between this area and the government so that we can move things. I look forward to us having the kind of discussion that will lead to us moving this area, that the world will be amazed at what is happening in Jamaica in this area.
The commission was set up to encourage dialogue on policies to move the country's culture forward. It's made up of individuals from the music, fashion, film, small business, and other sectors. This week also found the Prime Minister breaking ground to deliver 32 units under Phase 1A of the Majestic Gardens housing development. In December of last year, 48 strata units built at a cost of $172 million were handed over under Phase 1 of the project. All the units are being built by the NHT under the Planning Institute of Jamaica PIOJ coordinated Community Renewal Program.
Certain ladies and gentlemen, it is initiatives like these that will pave the way for home ownership, even for those earning minimum wage.
This construction will not only provide housing for the community, but it will also provide jobs. Young people who are trained under the Youth Build program will be employed during the construction phase. Some $11 million will be spent on labor.
Government expects to issue requests for proposals to prospective local and international bidders later this year as it proceeds with the Public-Private Partnership PPP program for the Norman Manley International Airport. Transport, Works and Housing Minister Dr. Omar Davies provided that update to Parliament Tuesday as he reported on the PPP program for the Sangster International Airport.
The government regards the SIA Public-Private Partnership as a successful example of engagement of private capital and expertise in managing a public asset to the mutual benefit of the parties involved.
The police's mobile capacity has been enhanced with the acquisition of 13 motorcycles bought by the National Security Ministry and 2 4x4 pickups donated by the National Road Operating and Construction Company for the police to use on the north-south corridor of Highway 2000.
The traffic department to which the motorcycles are going to be assigned has a tremendous task to maintain order on our streets. Last year we had over 300 fatalities on the road, which turned back a very positive trend which had been developing over years. And this year we're hoping that we can bring that positive trend back in line.
And finally, the Japanese government donated millions of dollars towards various development projects this week as it marks 50 years of diplomatic relations with Jamaica. The Bustamante Hospital for Children received a $123 million grant to purchase vital equipment that will significantly boost healthcare delivery at the institution.
Our commitment to Jamaicans' health needs continue to be a core priority for the government of Japan.
Grants valued at $8 million were signed to purchase 2 ambulances and 2 fire trucks for the Westmoreland Parish Council. $11 million was donated to build a computer room, repair a multipurpose court, and fence the Wait-A-Bit all-age school in Trelawney. And the Hartress NTA's Crooked River Skills Training Center in Northern Clarendon is to benefit from a $10 million rehabilitation project. And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
This is where we close Jamaica Magazine for today. Be sure to join us when we return tomorrow with more useful information. Tell us what you thought of the show. Send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or hit us up on Twitter @JIS News. And our website, jis.gov.jm, remains a constant portal for the very latest on government information. On behalf of the team here at the JIS, I'm Andrea Chisholm, reminding you to eat well, exercise regularly, get some rest, and to make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.